In today's video, I will show you how to use the Open Movie Database API. This is what the final result will look like once you have everything set up. For the rest of this tutorial, I will be using Postman, which is a free API client that you can download so that you can easily follow along. Once you follow the tutorial, we will be able to make an API call to the Open Movie Database API by hitting send, and we can now see all the results that we get back from the Open Movie Database API call. In this specific example, we are just searching for movies that have the word Jaws in their title. Also, I have a link in the description where you can download all of the API calls that I make in this video completely for free. To get started, we could just go to the Open Movie Database website, click on API Key, select the free tier plan, fill out all of the required fields, and then hit submit. And within a couple hours, you should now see an email just like this one where it gives you your API key. Make sure to copy this value as we would need it later to make our API calls. If we go back to the website and we just click on the home page, if we scroll down, we can actually see the documentation on what type of API calls that we can make. Here, we can see that we can search for movies based on their ID or title, as well as just regular search parameters. So for our first API call, I will just show you how to look for movies by search. If we go back to Postman, you can just copy the URL that I have exactly here. And then for the API key, just pass in the API key that you got in your email. And then we're going to pass in one query parameter. In this case, it's going to be S. And if we go back to documentation, we can just see S is the movie title to search for. So that's why I typed in Jaws here. And then once you hit send, you should now see a list of movies that has the search parameter that you're looking for. To show another quick example, I'll just change this from Jaws to something like Batman and then hit send. And now you can see all the different movies that have the word Batman in them. For the next API call, we're going to make a very similar API call, but instead this time of just passing in the movie title, we're also going to pass in the type of media that we're looking for. If we go back to documentation and look for type, we can see that it accepts the valid options of movies, series, or episodes. So in this case, I just decided to do type because I'm just looking for James Bond movies specifically. If I hit send, we should now see a list of just specifically movies that has the word James Bond in them. The next API call I want to show is how to search for a specific movie based on its title. If we look at the API call that I already set up, the major difference is we just need to swap out the query parameter to a T, and if the value, just type in the name of the movie that you're trying to look for. In this example, I did the Batman, and now if I hit send, I'll get back all the information about this specific movie, like the year it was released, the rating, and even like a summary of the entire plot. For the very last API call, I will show you how to search for a movie based on its IMDB ID number. Going back to documentation, we can see that we can search for a movie based on a valid IMDB ID. So if I open up IMDB and search for like the Batman, and I see this is the ID, I can just copy it, then go back to Postman. I'm just going to look at the API call that I already have set up. The only change that I made was that I updated the query parameter to be I, and then I pasted in the IMDB ID here. Now I can click send. And here we can see all the information back for this specific movie, which is just the Batman again. And that is the end of this Open Movie Database API tutorial. Hopefully you have a better idea of how to use it. And if you found this video helpful in any way, please like the video and don't forget to subscribe for more content.